Hey, what's up? Future me and digital me. I went to the store today. I had to get a burp and toilet paper because, running low. Well, sort of. But, yeah. Toilet paper is not something that you want to, you know, run down on. Mm. Now, when you don't have teeth, you only be very few vegetables and fruits that you can't eat are kind of like a treasure. And watermelon, very good. I buy it cubed because why am I going to cut it up myself? I would eat watermelon regardless because it's so tasty. But mm, just plain good stuff. I like pineapple too. I can still eat it even though I don't have teeth. Just takes a little bit more effort. Just don't do it very often. Yeah, watermelon, bananas. I got a peach sitting up there trying to ripen it more because they don't really sell them ripe in the grocery store. Maybe farmers markets and stuff sell them better, but grocery store, buy it with food card. Farmers market, buy it with money. So totally gonna buy it at the grocery store. Play the waiting game. Good stuff. And, you got to get some good food. And you don't have any teeth and you're poor, you got to get some kind of decent food in you once in a while. Doesn't really help too much. What are you gonna do? You take multivitamins all the time and try and get it that way. Doesn't really work out the same. So, anyways, if you're not gonna stay in for a few minutes, be like, this guy is not getting to the meat of the video right away. Well, go over to TikTok or watch YouTube Shorts. You get your 5, 10, 15-second video shoots up your butthole. Very nice and cool. Ooh, great. Now I got hiccups. One thing I like about walking to the store is it takes me, I really should time it. I keep forgetting to do that. Time how long it takes me to get there and then, the to and from trip. But I'm thinking it takes me something like 20 minutes to walk there. It's about a mile. So I'm just thinking it takes me about 20 minutes each way to walk there and back. It should be about right. His average walking speed is about 3 miles an hour. So, yeah, it's probably something close to that. I do a lot of my best thinking along there. And by the time I get home, I basically forget it. So I would record it while I'm doing that, but you know, I don't like I don't like doing that because I don't like feeling like a jerk off. I like recording it in here where it's just me and the outside world can't like watch me. I don't know. It's just me being self-conscious, I guess. Even though I'm in a small town, but that's actually kind of part of it, I think. Being known as the town kook is not a reputation you want to have when you didn't grow up here. Probably not be as bad if I did grow up here, because at least if I grew up here, then everybody would know already that I'm the town kook, because I am weird. So, yummy. I was thinking some more about think I was thinking some more about the whole something about Jesus, because I'm not a believer. He's, I can't remember exactly. Something about how all these people are talking about the Jesus stuff, and then oh right, as the robber barons of old, the how they teach us in school. They at least they did. They used to. I don't know how it is today, but they're like the steel and railroad, and they had like three guys that they would all teach us about the Carnegie, and Carnegie was one of them. But yeah, we're like three robber baron guys, like the three guys that did it. And I was just getting to think about them, and it's like these guys should have spent more time, just even a little bit, teaching their kids a little bit of morality and ethics instead of so much time building up their business empire. Um, and maybe we would have had a better world. And it's kind of the same thing today. All these fucking rich fucks should spend just a little bit more time raising their kids themselves and teaching them a little bit of fucking ethics and how to be decent people and be good caretakers and stewards of both the earth and humanity, instead of be, ruthless businessmen and shit, and just be out for the next buck. And maybe we'd have a better world. instead of having them all be out for just how to one up each other, how to be like, well, I beat you to the next, I got $1 billion first, or I got $10 billion first. Well, I got $25 billion first. Well, I got $100 billion first. Like, it's not a race to the top of the $1 billion mark, which basically creates a society of a race to the bottom for everyone else. It's a vacuum cleaner sucking sound of how can we destroy humanity the fastest by creating just a few people that own everything, which essentially destroys the entirety of humanity. When you do that, that's what it does. I mean, if these people have any kind of education and whatnot, you have to know that. You all have to know that. These top richest and, Zuckerberg, Musk, and Bezos, you can tell they're obviously not dumb people. They're not the smartest people in the world, but they're not stupid. They have to know that at some point there is a threshold point where if they have above that threshold, they and the next 50 or 100 richest people have above that threshold, all that money they have becomes literally worthless. It is actually worth less than the shit they take after they eat food. The actual shit that comes out of their butthole is worth more than the money they have. And I'm not even joking with that. I mean, literally, their shit is worth more because it can be used as fertilizer to make food for other people. So they have to know that. They've got to. So why are they doing this? Why are they continuing with this fucking game that they're playing? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Oh well. I don't know. Oh well. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Did not chew that piece big enough. Hope the stomach acid can get to work on that one. And then you got the Jesus people out there that say all these things about Jesus this and Jesus that, and it's just like, man, maybe you should try to emulate Jesus a little bit instead of talking a big game. Walk the walk already. Like, you really talk a big game and then you just don't do any of the shit that you're fucking talking about. And maybe that is why all the religions of the world are disappearing. Because I hear a whole bitch load of this, and I don't see any fucking action. The best people in the world are, you know, people that are secular. Those are all the people that are like donating all their money and shit. And also the people of the church that aren't preachers. So you want your church to spread, you got to be a preacher, and you got to not diddle kids, and you got to not, buy 100, 200, 400 million dollar plane. So, there you go. I just gave you the key. And you gotta not be like, oh, gay people are the devil and we should burn them. Dude, just don't be a dick. That's basically the key to all religion. Just don't be a dick. That's all you gotta do. And you know what? I think if you're looking for punishment, I think God will handle it. Because you know what? If God needs your help to punish people, God's not omnipotent. All right? God is a weakling. So just leave it in God's hands. All right? Just go along, live in your life, do what you got to do, let other people do what they got to do. And when they die, God will punish people or be like, yeah, I didn't give a shit either. Like, it's all what it is, and that's fine. Or God will be like, well, you fucked men in the ass, so now you're going to hell. He didn't need your help. You say he's omnipotent. Why do you give a shit so much? Just fucking let God take care of it. You can walk around and be like, it's in the Bible. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but whatever. I'm not going to get in the way, but it's right here in the Bible. So I'm just letting you know. So do what you want to do. Same thing with abortion. It'd be like, it's legal in man's law, but I'm letting you know God don't like it. So have an abortion, that's fine. But God ain't gonna like it. So I let you know that was the part that I played. There you go. It's called revelation, not fucking jam your head into fucking whatever. Revelation means reveal, not fucking put a set of handcuffs on people and be like, do what I want to do, motherfucker. Otherwise, it would be called enforcification or something. That's what people do in fucking Sharia law. They fucking handcuff you and make you do what they want to do. Jesus just revealed the truth, child. He didn't say you had to do it. He just said, hey, I'm telling you what God told me, and do what you got to do. That's, whatever. And personally, I kind of tend to think you're full of crap, but I mean, the reason I think that is basically because we know that the Bible has changed like 15 billion times. So, I mean, if the Bible was the Word of God, somebody would be trying to rewrite it, and they'd take a pen and rewrite it and be like, ping, 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 ping. And be like, there's a force field there. I can't change it. Be like, yeah, because it's fucking God's Word, and he's stopping you, motherfucker. See, God made a force field on the Bible. I guess I guess I can't change it. It's God's force field on the Bible. Oh well. And there'd be proof. See, it's the force field of God. Oh well. And there's no God force field down there, so, whatever. What are you going to do? Well, there's no God force field because it's a book made by a dude. Just like all those books that are Star Wars books. So, and Lord of the Rings and all that shit. It's a nice, interesting tale. Just like all the Hindu tales and all the, Native American tales that were told down by, what they call the oral history and everything. But there you go. So believe what you want to. Personally, I believe in the golden rule, which is don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick. There you go. You need one rule. Don't be a dick. That's it. I think it's a great rule. You don't need a book for it either. You can just tell other people don't be a dick, and you don't need a book for it, and live your life, and it's very simple. And you don't need an authority for it. You don't need a church, which means you don't need a building. You don't need a guy. You don't need to go to a sermon. You don't need a book. Wow. What an easy thing to have. You don't need rituals. And you don't need to pay. You don't need tithing. This is so simple. Unfortunately, it means you can't really control a huge group of motherfuckers either. So there's that downside. But, well, what are you going to do? Sorry, I had to even out my pepper shaker. It was annoying me. So I'll tip to one side, like, what's that about? Well, that's a lot of watermelon. Starting to fill me up. I'm getting filled up on watermelon. Like, what the hell am I, a vegan? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good rant. I don't know what I started talking about. I started talking about rich people because, like I say, the biggest problem of our time, of all times, throughout humanity is rich people. I mean, until we solve the problem of rich people, there's not really any other problem that needs to be solved or should be looked at solving until we have the problem of rich people solved. We were doing a good job in the aftermath of World War II. And then I think rich people were like, well, wait. This is it's getting a little bit too solved. And then, you know, the Cold War was like winding down, and it finally did end. And then they were like, well, we don't have an enemy anymore. So, all right, let's get rich again. Let's reestablish the aristocracy. Let's reestablish the monarchy, the hierarchy, the old ways that have persisted for the past 6,000 years. Just using modern technology. Here we are fucking now. It only took them 40 years to undo the good shit we had started going. But let's see, 45, it pretty much only took us 20, 25, maybe 30 years using modern technology to get a pretty egalitarian world. Now, not socially and culturally, of course, although over that time, the social and cultural change did progress a lot. You have to admit that. So, if we can start right fucking now and get this motherfucker on the right path, maybe we can get her done. As the saying goes. I don't know. But you know, we gotta stop this Trump and Republican shit. Fucking dead in its path. And you know, I like to say we need a world government, no matter how much that scares people. It really is time for a world government. It really, really is. You need a world government now. I mean, we have the technology for it, and I think we have the logistical capability for it too. So, yeah, there we go. Now I'm pretty much done with my watermelon, and I'm smoking a good cig. I'm thinking I'm gonna really put effort into quitting. Which I'm a fond proponent of the if you're gonna quit something, it really is the 30-day hump rule. If you can get over that 3-day hump, you're pretty much golden. 72 hours. 72 hours, and after that, whatever tricks you use to get through 72 hours, after that, you don't need the tricks or anything, and you'll have well over 50% chance that you're good forever. Regardless of if you think your willpower is shit or not. You'll be pretty good. Just don't get homeless again, because that's shitty. Do your best to not be homeless. homeless or very, very poor. Mm. Ooh, cookie crumbs. 30-minute video covering a lot of the good grounds. Tax rich people. Tax rich people. And again, if you are rich, you know, I don't blame you for fighting the tax policies that, you know, are going to go against your interests. So my neck is fucked up. But everybody else, if you're poor and you vote Republican and stuff, then be prepared to get what you vote for, which is increasing despair and destitution and a big pile of diarrhea shit flowing onto your head. And all the shit that fascism will lay onto you. So, just more crap. And everybody else, have a great day. Boobs out. And yeah, I don't know. Boobs out.